Thank you Help.co for sponsoring today's video.
There is a difference between living abroad or studying abroad and suffering abroad, but it's actually very serious. Sometimes things can get that chaotic if you don't know where you're going to before time or beforehand. Things that you don't expect are expected to happen because you have to do your research before going to a place. Today I'm going to be telling you about the advantages, disadvantages, everything about Canada, and I'm going to be as real as possible. I'm also going to be sharing some people's stories that I have heard. Also, some of my experiences would balance it out and see staying here in Canada, studying in Canada, the benefits if it's the place for you to come. Let me start first. One of my friends, we met in Brandon when I was in Brandon University, and he came to Brandon from China. I asked him, how was China? How was everything there? Because he studied there for some time, for I think like 3 to 6 years. I'm not very sure of the amount of years, but then I asked him. He said that everything there was good. Of course, the education excellent, the people there not that bad. Of course, it's like that thing where Asian people have never really seen or don't really see black people that often. So he stayed in China for some time. Everything was going okay, but then why he had to come to Canada after all the studies and everything, he was also in the nursing school with me, was because in China there's like over 1 billion people there. They have that much. The population is so much. And then you coming as an international student, where do you want to stay after you're done with your studies? Unless you're going there just to study. If you want to get into the system, start living there and build your life there, how do you want to do it when another maybe 30 million people are also fighting for the same opportunities you're looking for, the same positions? So because of that, because of the competition in China, he had to come to Canada and study nursing here again for him. Because one thing about Canada that I'm going to say now is the future. Canada is one of those countries that your future is most certain. In some other countries like the UK, you can go there, school, everything, but then their landmass is so small and they have so many people wanting to go to the UK. And also when you're done, there's the work permit. It takes far much time than here in Canada. I think it's like 6 years. Also, before you can get your permanent residence in Canada, in UK, sorry, it's so confusing, number one, and it takes so much time. But here in Canada, after you're done, if you did a course that's more than, if you studied or had your degree in a program that's more than 2 years, you get your 3-year postgraduate work permit. And then you can work here for 3 years, you get your PR. After 3 years of having your PR, if you want to get your citizenship, you get your citizenship, and you know that, yes, that's how the process goes. Of course, it doesn't go like that for every single person, but most people, that's how it goes, and then they get their citizenship before they know it. Some of the countries like the US, I don't know if this is true as of now. This is October 17th, 2023, that some people have been waiting for 20 years for their permanent residence, not work permit, permanent residence in the US. It's like, wow, that's a lot. So one of the good things about Canada obviously is that, you see here, this says subscribe and this says like and this says share. So please do what you see on the screen. This is my name, but you can't see it because it's blurred. My name is Norma, and thank you for clicking and liking and subscribing to my channel. We're going to move into our sponsor section of today. Thank you Help.co for sponsoring this section of today's video. Help is a premium end-to-end study abroad coach for serious students. The mission is to make studying abroad much easier and more affordable for international students. Serena Williams is one of Help's lead investors with an investment of over $5 million. They're partnered with over 3,000 colleges and universities across Canada, the UK, the US, and Australia. They have strong relationships with every reputable university you can think of, and will help you apply and get accepted to master's and bachelor's programs programs, as well as undergraduate or postgraduate diplomas and certificates. While help coaches have expertise across every academic field, they specialize in placing students studying in healthcare, sciences, engineering, business, and computer-related programs. Help pairs you with a one-on-one admission coach that is based in Canada or the country you are applying to. They guide you from discovering programs that fit your career and immigration goals, as well as your budget and personal needs, to building and submitting strong applications, to gaining admission to top programs and securing your study visa, to helping you navigate moving to a new country, e.g., finding accommodation. HELP's coaches are regulated, trusted experts that have studied abroad and currently live in the country you're applying to. They can accurately and truthfully answer any question like which city is more affordable or what program provides the best job opportunities after graduation. Unlike most agents, HELP coaches do not make commission fees from students and have zero hidden motives. They are there to guide you and help you get accepted to your top programs. They're not there to push you or sell to make money off you. They do all of this free for serious students that are ready to apply. No fees or hidden deposits or paying for your coach's time. You work with your one-on-one HELP coach through WhatsApp video calls and an online dashboard that can be accessed from anywhere. Set goals, discover programs, upload documents, chat/call with your coach, and track deadlines all from one place. Help students benefit from above average program and visa acceptance rates. Here's the exciting part. HELP is excited to announce the new Canadian Express Study Program, that is CESP. In addition to all of HELP's exciting benefits, all students that apply to Canadian college/university for any 2024 intake and applies and accepts their offer through HELP will get a one-on-one free immigration lawyer to build and submit your study visa application. That's $2,000 in value. That's a lot. Gives you a much higher chance of acceptance than applying for a study visa DIY or using a consultant. Immigration lawyer applications are viewed much more positively by the IRCC. Guaranteed $800 cash bonus to help you settle in Canada, can be used for groceries, rent, flights, or anything to help you get settled. Guaranteed continued free one-on-one immigration lawyer access for your PGWP and PR applications after you graduate. That's $1,500 in value. No other option, whether it be applying on your own or working with an agency, will give this level of benefits, and their success rates for programs and visas are the best. Use your real WhatsApp number and email to sign up, as you will be contacted within 24 hours of signing via WhatsApp. HELP coaches can only work with so many students at once, so be sure to sign up and get paired with your coach before spots fill up. Be prepared to receive a phone call from the HELP team to verify your information. Also, be prepared to provide help with the following documents, which are mandatory in order to be matched with a HELP coach: your passports, transcripts, request them now if you don't have them already, English proficiency test score only if required by Canada for your country. Hurry up and sign up while HELP coaches spots are open for CESP students. Use the link on the screen and in the description below. Thank you so much once again, HELP, for sponsoring this video, and let's get on with the rest of the things I have to say to you. And we're back. I'll also say another thing is the school fees. Compared to somewhere like US, school fees here is not that bad. I had another friend also, I'm saying had like they died. I have another friend also, he is from the US. He's a US citizen from Texas, and then he was studying in Brandon with us too. And I asked him, oh, why don't you just study in the US? Because like so many people are wanting to study in the US. He said the fees he's paying as an international student in Canada is cheaper than the fees he would have been paying as a domestic student in the US. So that's another thing I'm going to see, one of the benefits of Canada. The school fees, the rates. It's not the cheapest, so that you know, it's not the cheapest, but it is very promising, I'll say, for international students. So depending on your studies, depending on your program, you can get school fees as low as $5,000 per semester or even per annum here in Canada, and it gets as high as over 100,000 if you go to places like the University of Toronto and you want to study biomedical engineering, you will spend money, like money. But other places you can find, like Brandon University, very cheap. The school, the education there is okay. I know some people don't want to go there because it's like the community is too small, and then there's not that many activities happening, like in places like Calgary, Toronto, all those kind of places. Toronto, it says Toronto. All those kind of places. But you're coming here to study. After you're done with your studies and you get your postgraduate work permit and you get your PR, you're gonna stay wherever you want to stay. You might even have built a life in Brandon and you don't want to leave. So it just depends. But as long as you have your future setting for me and your money, you're not in debt, like extreme debts that you cannot handle or take care of, then it's fine. You're good. Let's talk about work opportunities. I've heard a lot of stories about places like Cyprus and Turkey. They also have very good academic like the academic quality is very high and all that, but then it's sometimes very hard to find like all these student jobs in places like Nigeria. I don't know, maybe some other people are finding ways to find, like, to get jobs, but jobs, it starts like after you've gotten your bachelor's degree. That's when you start getting jobs, like reasonable jobs. Here you can even get some of the jobs I've had, those are what people are using to survive here in Canada. Like, I hear a lot of complaints like, oh, Canada is this, Canada is terrible, Canada is that, but then some other people are still surviving on these same means and these same problems that we have built on ourselves. I met this woman this other day when I was using the Uber, and I asked her, of course I don't want to probe or like invade your privacy, but then she was very open and willing to tell me why she's an Uber driver. She said that the snow in Canada, like the snow here in Regina, is a lot, but then she had this very small car, and then when she wants to drive out during the winter, she won't be able to drive out because her car is stuck in the snow. The ice and everything gets that bad. So she had to upgrade to an SUV so that it's every morning she can have it easier. Because of that, she had to pay more money for her bi-weekly like car payment, and she decided to start Uber, and Uber is what is paying for her car. She's also working as a security guard in, what's that place? One of these like stores, all these malls, and that's what she's using to survive. But the thing is that all her children are grown up, so she's mainly taking care of herself. If it's a one-person thing, then it's not going to be that bad. But families, I get maybe those are people that really complain, because some of these jobs, when you're using it to take care of yourself and so many other people, it may not be very easy. But I'm talking about now for like young people, students who are trying to find some menial things to do at the side to help with all the fees and expenses that they have. It takes time to get the job you want, but to get a job that can allow you to feed, like survival job, it's not that hard. You know about the high standard of living. It says that Canada is like the second best country to study in, to live in. The security here is not that bad. At least I hear some stories of, there was this time in class we're talking about the gun policy in the US. My teacher, like the professor, she said that when she traveled to US this last summer, she also went to Texas, and then every superstore or every like grocery store she's going into, there's guns, and even at gas stations, those convenience stores in the gas stations, there are guns there. She's like, why does everyone have a gun? It's something else. But then here, I think there are also a lot of stabbing cases I've heard of here in Canada, but it's not that prominent. And also, I think it also depends on where you stay. Some parts of the city are not that safe. Other parts of the city are safer. I guess the same thing is like, it's the same in the US too. So it just depends on where you're staying and all that. But in general, the safety conditions here in Canada are pretty good. the only thing that a lot of people have problems with is the winter, the snow. In Toronto, in Toronto, the winter is not that bad. Sometimes it gets okay. This last year it was a bit terrible for them. In Vancouver too, the winter is not that bad, but in places like Manitoba, Saskatchewan, where I am, Alberta, the Northern Territories, it's crazy. It's a lot, but you can bear it. Just have your good jacket on and you're good to go, and a good car that the engine doesn't freeze, the winter doesn't freeze the engine. Then you're good to go. The healthcare system in Canada. The only time I have gone to the hospital is when I had to take my blood test for my antigen test for nursing school to know what diseases I'm vaccinated from. So that's the only time I not even go to. Yeah, I went to the hospital just to meet the doctor, and I didn't have my health card at the time, so everything cost around like. To meet the doctor and also to get the test done costs like $90. Yeah, but it's going to be refunded because I have my health card now. So other than that, I can't really say anything about the healthcare. But the things I've heard are not the best. Like of course, the healthcare in Canada is free, but then that also puts a burden on the healthcare workers, the healthcare professionals to do their job when everybody's rushing to the hospital. But in general, from my family and people that have gone to the hospital, it's okay. You just have to wait for like a few months if you want to do like some serious health stuff. But then, yeah. Let's talk about the academics of Canada. Of course, we know Canada's academics is not much to say. It's just very good. It's like top tier. It's accepted in most countries of the world. Anywhere you have a Canadian degree, you're good to go. Even some places for the driver's license. If you have a Canadian driver's license, in some other countries you can just exchange it. But for me now, because I have a Nigerian driver's license, bringing it to Canada, I can't exchange it. I still have to do the test and everything. So it's like. So lots of countries see Canada as a very high quality, top tier country. The official language is English and French. I have seen a lot of comments where people are asking me, and also some emails where people are asking me, if I can't speak French, can I come to Canada? Of course you can come to Canada. I came to Canada without knowing how to speak French. Now I'm learning how to speak French from Duolingo, but I'm not very fluent. I can just know this is this and that is that, but not very fluent. You don't have to know how to speak French. You can speak only English, or if you're able to speak only French, you can go to places like Quebec. You will do very well there. So you don't need to worry about that. The fact that it has 2 languages that are official, it's very good for people that maybe come from francophone speaking countries and they want to study abroad. Some places it's like you have no way there because it's only English, or it's only Spanish, or it's only French. But in Canada you have both English and French. So a good mix of both. I think that was a lot, but I do know I've shared some very good information with all of you. Please, as I said before, subscribe and like so that you can see my face next time, and I'm gonna talk to you about future things that are very important for you on your journey to wanting to become a student, an international student, or coming to Canada, or the moving and everything. I'm here for you, and that's what we're gonna talk about. I will talk to you in my next video, okay? Let me just end this video because my storage is going out.